Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel Code for Tech Solutions. Today in this video we are going to see how we can create an Angular application using version Angular 18 and add Angular material to it. If you are new to Angular or the existing developer, and if you want to start with Angular 18 version and Angular material, then this is the right video for you. So I will show you everything from scratch. Like first we will install the Angular CLI. We will create the Angular application using version 18, and next we will add Angular material to it, and next we will add some component and verify if our Angular material is working fine with Angular version 18. So all these things we are going to see step by step. So please watch this video from start to end so that you will not miss anything, irrespective of whether you're new to Angular or you are existing developer. So this video will be useful for you. So it will uh, surely give you some inputs like how we can start with latest functionality of Angular. So here we can first create one folder, and inside that we can open our VS Code editor. So before we create our Angular application, I suppose that you must have installed VS Code, you must have installed Node version npm, and let me show you what all versions I have installed. So this is the Angular version I am using, like 18.2.4. Next, like let me show you Node version v20.11.1, and npm version it's 10.5.0. All these are latest versions we are using. Now let us start with our application creation using Angular 18 and material, Angular material. So first of all, you need to come to a new terminal. Here, before we create our application, first we need to install our Angular CLI. So to install our Angular CLI on Windows machine, we can use this command npm install globally -g @angular/CLI. We can use this command to install Angular CLI. Next thing, like on Windows client computers, the execution of PowerShell script is disabled by default. So in order to allow the execution of PowerShell script, which is needed for npm global libraries, that means whenever we want to install some libraries using option npm global, that time we need this execution of PowerShell script enabled. So to do that, we need to execute some script. Like let me open this script. So this is the command which we need to execute so that it will allow the execution of PowerShell script. Now next thing, now we can do, like we can create our Angular application. So we can use ng new, and we can name our application, let's say it's a demo app. And by default, as we are going to use Angular 18 version, so it will create a standalone application, because the standalone application is configured with Angular 18 version. So we do not need to do anything specific to create standalone application. It will get created by default. Now we can choose the CSS option, and here server side rendering we can say no, and it will start installing the packages. We will wait till it completes. Okay, so packages installed successfully. Now we can check here. We can go to this is our demo app application is created successfully. Now we can go to package.json file, and here we can check what all things has have been added. Like this is the Angular uh, libraries has been added, and we can see it's a Angular version 18.2, and its relative libraries has been added. Now next thing, like we have not added the Angular material as of now, so we need to do that. So before we do that, let us first check if our application is working fine. So for that we can run it. So first of all, we need to go to our project folder, which is a demo app, and here we can run our application using command ng-ser-o or open. Like it will, with this command it will launch our application in the browser and open it. We can say what is, we can see our Angular 18 application is working fine as expected. Now let us copy this and let me open it here itself, so that we can keep the changes what we make. Fine. So what we have done, like we have just created one Angular application with Angular version 18, and we have run it successfully. Now next thing, like we can add Angular material to that. So to that we can, for that we can open one new terminal. You can click it here and it will open the new terminal. And here first of all we can go to our project folder and we can run command ng add at the rate Angular material. So with this command, let it execute first. Fine. Yes, we can say yes for Angular material installation with version 18.2.4. and here we have then we have an option like whether either we can go with the uh, uh, default theme, or we can choose the custom. For now we can choose the default theme and go ahead. Here it will ask for setup global Angular material typography style. We can say yes and go ahead. Include and enable animations, yes. You can choose the option which you want for your project and accordingly go ahead. Now what we have done, we have successfully added the Angular material. Now if you want to cross check, you can go to package.json and here you can see we have added Angular material which is 18.2.4. fine. And while we have added this Angular material, what all things have been added, like with this command we have installed Angular material, the component dev kit CDK, as well as Angular animations. So this is the Angular animations as well we have added. So that comes as an configured with our uh, hmm, when we create a Angular application. Okay. So apart from this, like it will, once it install the Angular material, it will run the installation schematics. So what is this installation schematics? Like in order to create Angular applications, material applications with ease, Angular material comes with packaged Angular CLI schematics. So these schematics, like in order to create forms, buttons and various templates, it will help us. Now these schematics, whenever we install Angular material, it will add in CDK as well as in Angular material. And if you specifically want to use Angular CDK, you can install Angular CDK instead of Angular material. But whenever you install the Angular material, that time it will add Angular material as well as Angular CDK and the animation part as well. So this is about this command, what all things it will add. So this is our command. Fine. So we have added our Angular material successfully. Now let us add some component and check. So before we do that, let me show you our project structure and how it like. This is our main.ts file from where our application will get bootstrapped, and this is the app config. Here this is the component to bootstrap, and this is the configuration it will use to bootstrap our application. If we go inside this one, you can see what all things it is using as a pre-configuration, like provide zone change detection router, provide routers it is using, and this is the provide animation async. So now we do not need to specifically add the animation part. It is configured in our app config because we have given option like include Angular animation module. We have said yes, so it has added. So this is about the configuration which will get used to bootstrap our application. And if we go in main.ts, this is the component main.ts it will use, and in that we have this component and router outlet. Now it will show, it will render the component HTML. Right now this is the default one, and if we check in HTML, so we can see it has added and material icon, as well as it has added the roboto, and this is the material icons, and this is the typography has been added successfully. So these all changes you can see has added once we install the Angular material, add the Angular material to our existing application. That's it. Now let us do one thing. We can add one material component and render it into the browser so that we can verify everything works fine. So first of all, what we can do, till now we are done, and Angular material is now configured to be used in our application. Now what we can do, like let us display some component. Let us display slide toggle component in our application and verify. So for that, first of all, we need to go to our component ts file. Here we need to import like we are going to use slide toggle, so we can use mat slide toggle module. So this module we need to import first, so we can edit it here as a part of import. So we need to mention from where we are going to import it, like Angular material. Yes, this is no. It should show the help, but check mat slide. Okay, let it be. We can add it for now. Here we need to mention it's at the rate Angular, and here we can add material, and here we can use inside material it's a slide toggle, and we can complete it fine. Yes, we can save it. Now this component we need to, this is the slide toggle module. Now let us use that. We need to render it into the our app.component.html. So we can remove everything from it, and we can use like mat slide toggle, and we can save it. So what we can do, we can create one container div, and inside that we can add simply mat slide toggle. Now we have added this. Now let us verify if it is rendering this material component. So for that we can rerun our application and check. Okay, so our application is running on port we need to close that now. Okay, so let us rerun. Yes, we can see this matte toggle is appearing as expected. That means our material has been added successfully and we have verified with this matte toggle, which is a material toggle component. Now, similar way, if you want to add something like you can add some input as well. Let's say we can add some line break. Next we can add some input, and here we can use like matte input, or else we can check if it is giving some matte input help. Okay, fine. Let us use matte input, and here we can add some placeholder like enter name here, and we can add some value like it's a Vijay. That's it. What we have done, we are using this matte input it here, and it should show this input along with this toggle. Yes, we can see it is showing as such. Now let us show some button as well, so that we can verify it is working for buttons and other components as well. So how we can define the button, like let's say it's a button, and inside this we can say matte. We can simply say it's a matte button. Now it before we use this matte button, what we need to do, we need to add the component for this as well inside this one. This is our import here. So here we can name our button. So before, let us check what will happen first. Okay, so it has created some basic button. Okay, so this is the basic button. So it has a number of button combinations. So what we have done, like we have added some various button related components inside this it here so that we can see so various buttons, how it looks as such. Now in order to use matte icons and others, what we can use here, we need to use that, like let's say a matte icon we can use. And if we want, like matte button is already we are using, but we can add this. Instead of icon, we can say it's a module, and for button as well it's a module we can add. You can save it. Now let us go back at here. Now we can see it is appearing as expected. Now let us try by in our browser. It seems good. Now if you want to so it is not looking good, so just add our some we can put that into some div so that it will look good. Now here we can replace this div with this one, and here we can complete this div and we can save it. Yes, we can see now how it looks. It seems good. Now similar way, now we have ensured that everything is working fine with our Angular material, and we have added those components inside this TS file, as well as we have rendered on the Angular browser. Now if we want to try something a bit advanced or something, we can go for, let's say we can go to Angular buttons. Now you can check for anything, you can click on this Angular buttons. Now if you want to generate this page or these buttons, all these buttons, you can simply go to it here, code section, and here you can copy all these sections. This one, this is the okay, so this is the HTML part. You can simply copy it and you can put into it here. Now we have two divs. Okay, fine. Now we can put it at here and we can save it. Next thing, like we can copy this TSS. What all things we need to import. Now let us copy only import, which is enough. We can check if there is any import is missing. Now okay, so we can add it, these imports. Now whatever duplicates we need to remove. This matte icon is again duplicate, and this button module, we can save it. Fine. Now what it is saying, we need to add the matte driver. Sorry, matte divider module we need to add. Here we need to add the comma. Seems good. Now fine. Now if you go at here, now everything is fine. Now one more thing, like we can add the CSS part only, and that's it. We can simply copy this section and we can go to our CSS part right here and we can copy. Fine. Now let us check on the browser how it looks. Now you can see it is showing everything, but it is showing the earlier div. So let us do one thing here. What we can do, we can add some CSS to our div so that it will look good. Now here is our HTML. We can only simply replace this two divs. What we have done, like we have set some margin, width, font, so that it will look good, nothing else as such. Only we have copied the code from there. Now let us check on the browser. Yes, you can see it is reflecting as expected. Now what is there on this what is there for these buttons, it is reflecting like these are the buttons we have reflected as is in just few minutes. So similar way you can try with any component and options. You can see it here and render it on the browser. That's it, nothing more to do. with this we have started successfully with our Angular 18 and Angular material. We have added in that and verified it is working for the components which are present in Angular material. So thank you so much for watching this. I will request you to please like and subscribe this video. Thank you so much.